Okay, uh, so here we are with Kevin's. Goodness, that is a very old picture. That looks to be like from the maybe the 30s or even the 20s. It also looks to me like the original picture has already been retouched. They used to do a lot of airbrushing back then. I'm sure most of you are familiar with what an airbrush is. They're, not just used for t-shirts back in the olden days before Photoshop. That was a way that they could kind of very gently spray in soft highlights and shadows to enhance photographs. And there's just, even though it's all messed up, there's, all the damage and everything. I can still see a little bit of painterly perfection in some of the areas here. It's a nice professional photograph. Um, Let me just read your text here real quick. And yeah, interesting that you thought it was a drawing. That is because it was airbrushed. I mean, I think that in I mean, I think that it um, looks to me like it's just been heavily retouched. There's kind of an artificial appearance right in here. It's hard to tell unless I actually have the original in front of my face, but even though quite a bit of it looks illustrated, I am pretty sure that it's, illustrated over the top of an actual photograph. And yes, it's very, very damaged. So let's take a look. What you did. Oh my goodness. Wow. Very, very nice. Yeah, you cleaned up all those tears. That was a lot of work. And yeah, I can't really see any of them. You clean just you took away just a little bit of the sepia without completely making it totally grayscale and losing the warmth. So yeah, I think that you could consider this one a success. And yeah, I agree with you. The spot healing tool is amazing. It's just almost unfair how easy they make it. Not that retouching photographs is ever easy, but tools like the spot healing brush, oh my God, it helps so much. You still have to go in and, one by one click those little mistakes, but it's just amazing what the program could do. The older versions of the program didn't have the spot healing brush. I think that came out in maybe like CS4 or something. And yeah, we could still retouch photographs, but it was a lot harder. We had to use the clone tool, which back then we thought was, like, wow. Okay, yeah, so this is a very, very damaged picture of a baby in a sink. It's a picture of you. And I'm just going to read this real quick. So you enjoyed taking baths in the sink and being silly. Yeah, and it is. It's a fun little picture. Um, I have no idea what caused this discoloration here. Probably something was spilled on it at some time. Um, but the worst part, of course, is the part that's cutting right across here. The stuff in the covering of the background, easy enough to fix. Let's see what you came up with. Not bad. Whoops, I'm sorry. Trying to like go backwards on these and darn it. Gotta go all through here again. Okay, I was just trying to click back and forth between the two. So, um, yeah, really good job of kind of getting rid of some of those excessive yellows, bringing out some of those blues a little bit. The background looks pretty good. Um, you know, I will say it's a little obvious like in here, you know, it looks like you kind of painted in that ledge, and it might have been easier to use your patch tool or even cut and copy and paste a piece of this over in here that, you know, losing a little consistency. Um, you know, did a good job on the arm. I mean, I'm it does look a little artificial. That was a you know that was a difficult problem to overcome, and that's just really the kind of thing that takes a very long time um, to you know just practicing. And like I had mentioned on one of the other ones, sometimes in these pictures you do have to go in and actually reconstruct part of the human form. You know, it's easy enough to do when it's the background and, you know, it's a wall that's got some fingerprints on it or whatever. But when you know when you have to come in and kind of reconstruct part of the person, your drawing skills from studying, you know, life drawing can certainly help you. Sometimes you can find another picture that you can uh, clone in or you know kind of patch it together, but you know, generally it would have to be really, really close. If you had another copy of this, and you know, maybe it was also damaged, but not damaged in this exact area, then you could kind of bring the best parts of the two. But yes, so I'm uh, very impressed. One little thing that bugs me just a bit is that whoever took the picture was holding the camera at an angle, and you do have the opportunity here to straighten this out. If you use your crop tool, um, there's a couple of things in here that I don't think are really necessary that need to be in the picture. So if you were to straighten this out, what would happen is, you know, you'd have some areas that, um, you know, were white, but I don't think really anything outside of this area that I'm tracing with my cursor is important anyway. The doorknob's a little distracting. This piece of mirror right here, a little distracting. I don't mind the toothbrush thing here, but I think I've mentioned this in a you know couple of the other projects. Um, you have the perfect opportunity to correct a um, imperfect photograph, including composition, to a degree. And you know, this would be a good opportunity to take advantage of the crop tool. Okay, but good job on this one.